I'm going to let this go by. Yeah. Randy and I was Randy's dentist for the rest of the family, and he was always one to, we all see who can needle who the hardest. Fortunately, I had all the sharp objects, so I can needle them. But he was when he was in the office, he was not the brave Randy that we all like. He was a little bit more apprehensive. And so we always took very care when we worked with Randy. But being Randy, he'd get done, and there we never heard him. He'd walk out into the waiting area where I'd have new patients standing, and he'd go, "Oh!" "Oh!" And I looked, and there were new patients out there, and I looked at him, I said, "I will get you." So when he was at the A&W, I walked up to the front counter, and he's at the counter, and we're talking. I said, "Randy, is that a mouse?" He darn near died. But then he tried to one-up me. He came in one day and he had colored all his teeth black with crayons. Well, showing that he's one of my star patients. Well, I said, "Randy, get in here, you look foolish. Let me clean that up." So I did, but I only did every other tooth. And he caught me, though. He's out in the car. He said, "It just didn't feel right," so he looked in the mirror, and I was waiting for him to go back to work with this, kind of smile. But he was so good to my kids. You raise your kids, you want them to be good in restaurants. Randy had that gleam in his eye like he always talked about. We'd be telling our kids, be careful, be good in the restaurant. Here's the owner taking French fries and whipping them across. And my kids are going, "Dad." So then he had his office downstairs where he had his computers, and he would always have little water fights with the kids. Well, one day we thought we'd get Randy, so we went down with super soakers. We thought we would just scare him. My kids didn't know that part of it. So they started spraying, and I think my jaw dropped and Randy's jaw dropped. But he took it well. He was a great sport all the way through. But I said, all the times we've had with him, he was always these little impish pranks, but I always laughed because he'd sit in a chair, and when he got his teeth cleaned, and if you talk family, he was very, very, very proud all the way through. He's got a very good group to be proud of, and it was neat to see that part of him too. He wasn't just always the imp. But he was a great guy, as we all know.